Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a quick review on the Smith & Wesson M&P 380 EZ. So let's go ahead and check it out. This one's an all black gun. It's got the polymer grip frame with the all metal slide. It's super light. Most of the weight is in the slide, and the slide doesn't really weigh anything at all either. This gun was designed for people that have issues with grip strength or other kinds of issues with racking and the weight of the gun and recoil and such. So we'll go through some of those features as we go through the gun. It's really light. The recoil is actually minimal for the gun being as light as it is and being as compact as it is, so it's really easy to stay on target. We'll go ahead and go through the features. With the muzzle pointed to the left, we'll start at the top of the slide. The top of the slide has got a fixed front sight, just a single white dot. It's a pretty big white dot. And then as you come down the top of the slide past the ejection port, you'll come to the loaded chamber indicator. Then at the rear of the slide is going to be your rear sight. It looks like it is replaceable, but it is not adjustable, and it's just your standard U-cut 2-dot sight. And I'll give you a sight picture there, and you can see the front dot being so big really fills up that void quite a bit, so it's definitely easy to get a sight acquisition. Right below the rear sight is going to be your classic M&P fish scale serrations. Now these serrations are quite aggressive, so it definitely gives you a good grip on there. Once again, this is designed for people who have issues with manipulating different parts of the firearms. And the slide moves so simple, so that's definitely a plus. And then as you come to the very front, the muzzle end again, there are some slight serrations cut at the bottom of the slide. In case you're going to decide to rack it from the front, you can do that. I would prefer racking it from the rear, but you do have the option with the serrations on the front. Then at the front of the grip frame, there's two notches cut out here in the side of the grip frame. Now, I didn't read the manual or anything, which obviously I request people do, but I just didn't feel like doing that because I'm not going to put anything up there. But maybe that's for different types of attachments. I'm not too sure. If you do know, maybe you could leave it in the comment section for me. That's got a pretty standard pick rail. This has 3 cuts in it, so in case you want to place it somewhere else, because there isn't a whole lot of real estate there, so if you need to set it out a little bit further, you can do that. And then along the grip frame, as you come back, you'll come to the takedown lever, and we'll talk about the takedown lever when we decide to take the gun apart. Behind that is going to be your slide stop or slide release, and then behind that at the rear of the grip frame is going to be your safety. This is a elongated safety, and it definitely works pretty well. It is ambidextrous, and it does work just as well on both sides. Then as you come back to the front of the gun and the trigger well is pretty nice. You can rest your finger on the front of there, but it doesn't have any of the serrations on the front. The opening for your finger, it seems like it's pretty good space. Even if you had a glove on, you could definitely fit your hand in there. Once again, if you had like a big heavy winter glove, you may have a little bit of issue with that. The trigger does move quite a bit, but it's not sloppy. The gun doesn't shake around a whole lot. So it seems like it's okay. It is a plastic trigger, and then M&P also has the little stop right back there, which you'll be able to see once we do the trigger test. Right behind the trigger well is going to be your mag release, and it's only on the left-hand side, and it works pretty well. Pretty self-explanatory. The grip frame has got these little designs cut out of it, so it's sunk down, and the stippling is actually quite good. You can still get good grip on there and not have to worry about dropping it or anything or slipping out of your hands. This gun has a grip safety on there, and it is what it is. I didn't realize that it had a grip safety on it until after I bought it. Well, when I went to go buy it, and that's not a deal breaker for me. I really don't mind that. The one thing that I think that they could have done was put some stippling on the spine of that, because that's where you're going to get your slipperiness from, is on that grip frame. And I would imagine if it's like a safety feature, there should be some grit right there to help you keep a grip on there. The dovetail or beaver tail is pretty much non-existent, but you really, unless you have a real beefy hand, you shouldn't be worried about getting slid bit. So we'll go through the trigger real quick and to show it to you. There's a little bit of take up right there, and then you hit a wall, and then it's just a real smooth, clean break, a very light trigger. And you can see it hit that little stop right there. And then the reset has got a very slight click to it, but a short travel and another clean pull through. I put maybe 10 rounds through this so far. I'll be taking it to the range tomorrow. This is Saturday, to get some more rounds through it, but it's fired pretty well so far. I put some self-defense rounds through it and some regular range ammo through it. So far, I'm pretty happy with it. If you want to take it down, it's real simple. You just rock the slide back and push up on your slide release or your slide stop. And then you go back to your takedown lever and just swing it down 90 degrees. One thing I've noticed is if you want to, you don't have to pull the trigger, but if you want to take the slide off really quick, I don't know if this damages the gun, if it's bad practice or whatever. If you feel like leaving comments about that, please do so. But if you just drop the slide release, the slide pretty much pops right off. And then it comes apart just like any other firearm. Basically, you push the spring forward and pull that out, pull your barrel out. You can clean down inside and inspect down inside. And then putting it back together, pretty simple. Just rock it back in place, lock your slide stop, swing your takedown lever back 90 degrees again, and then go through your function check, and you're good to go. One other thing that we'll mention is it did come with 2 8-round magazines. Not really a big fan of these cheesy magazines. I prefer something a little bit more substantial, but it does hold 8 rounds, and it is for people that have strength issues or grip issues. So it does have these little knobs on the follower, so you can pull them down as you load your rounds in to make it easier for you. They seem pretty good. I've done it with pulling it down and with just stuffing rounds in it, and it works both ways. So if I was going to give it a couple negatives, it would be the grip on the back of the what's it called? The grip on the back of the grip safety, and then the magazines are kind of cheesy. But anyway, there you go. There's the Smith & Wesson M&P 380 EZ. So feel free to leave some comments, and thanks for watching.